So the Utah Hockey Club officially has its name with no longer be calling Hockey Club. It will be now moving forward, starting this upcoming season as the Utah Mammoth. This comes after months and months of voting, which on screen right now you're going to see the last three or the top three choices of what they had before the 13 months ago. I think it was the span of the voting process with the Mammoth, Outlaws, and Hockey Club. Mammoth receiving over 850,000 votes with that name as well. And another name that was thrown out there was Yeti, but unfortunately, with the dispute between, of course, the team and then Yeti Coolers, there was no way to resolve that dispute there. So unfortunately, they were not able to move forward with that and stuck with the three there, which I'm okay with. Out of the three, Mammoth was the best one, and really it was only a two-option race because I just don't see how moving forward you can just keep yourself as Hockey Club. This is kind of the same thing with the Washington football team, which that was still an option. I cannot see them moving forward with football team as well. Pick Commanders, which a lot of people didn't really like with that. But, with Utah for the Mammoth, I think it works. And screen now as well, you see is the logo for the Mammoth on top of that. And says after Mammoth undertaking of buying an NHL team, moving players, coaches, and full staff more than 600 miles and getting it all together in a matter of months before the puck dropped on a new season, it is perhaps fitting identity that owner Ryan and Ashley Smith chose after rounds and rounds of fan voting. They unveiled Utah Mammoth as the franchise permanent full-time name Wednesday with a profile logo of the Ice Age creature featuring nods to the shape of the state, its mountain range, and the same light blue, black, and white color scheme that quickly became synonymous with the team's first season in Salt Lake City with that one. And we're moving over to give credit to Frank Savarelli with him posting everything all together, what they posted on there for the logos, jerseys, and so forth. We're going to be breaking down real quick here. So it's more of an in-depth look, again, of the logo that they have on there. As you see on there, you saw it in the previous four pictures, it's only going to be on the home jersey. The away jersey is going to stay the same how it was this past year. It's going to say Utah across the name. But this is the logo here, and it's nice. It's a really nice look of the logo here. I love the whole display, kind of similar to the Minnesota Wild of incorporating the environment or wilderness, however you want to call it as, and on top of mixing it with an animal as well, kind of like the Minnesota Wild with the trees and so forth, having a bear. You have the mammoth here on top with the mountains and so forth. Moving over to the jerseys, like we talked about, again, it's only going to be featured on the home jersey. And in the away jersey, again, it's going to stay Utah. You see as well on the shoulder pads as well. They're going to have logos on there as well, but two different ones as well. With the home one having the state having Utah on the hockey stick, as well as for the away jersey the Mammoth logo on that one. But sticking with the home ones, it's relatively the main change. Again, it looks really good. I think it's definitely a interesting color set that they had originally this past year with black, ice blue or baby blue, how you want to call it, and white. It's a intriguing type of three color palette set they have here. I think it works. No doubt about that. It's definitely again a little bit more unique look. I think, in my opinion, not to say we haven't seen black jerseys before in the NHL, but I think the three colors they picked here is definitely unique. Again, starting all the way back in the process of this past year, but it does fit with the home logo. I'm very interested to see if they ever give the reason why they didn't add the new logo to the away jersey. It seems pretty just interesting that they would do that. Not too often do you see that with NHL teams having a different home and away jersey. One instant comes to mind is the Carolina Hurricanes with theirs, with the away one saying Canes all across the jersey, and you have the home one. If I haven't mistaken, I think they wear the black one, the black jersey, or the black home jersey for that one, if I'm mistaken. If not, it's the red one. As well as early on, like in the early 2000s, when you had the Washington Capitals with, again, the black jersey having the Capitals building on there and the away one having the Eagle on there. So again, you don't see it too often with teams having two different type of jerseys for logos on them. So it is unique, but like I said, I would love to hear in the future if it ever comes to mind why they didn't transfer the new logo onto the away one. But the away one still looks nice too. I had no problem with this past season having Utah across the jersey. I think it doesn't look too bad, similar to like the Rangers, who I absolutely love with their uniform. So I love that. So it's not too far off why I would like the Utahs. But again, I think the home and away works nice, no doubt about that. We move over to the full uniform as well for the helmet and pants and socks. One person I watched quickly that was talking about it that I can understand is, he mentioned, at least for the black jersey, that it's too much all black. To me, there should be a little more or he said there should be a little bit more breakup of colors. He said, well, there is a different colored helmet, a different colored pants, with instead of just being full black, similar to the way one. You don't have a full all white jersey. You have black pants with a white jersey and white socks. You could have probably done something a little bit different with the home one. Where, hey, you have a black jersey, black socks, maybe you do blue pants or whatever it may be. But again, I think overall, from top to bottom, it doesn't look too bad, and it's gonna be nice to see the home ones, especially on display when they skate, on the ice in action, how they play that out with. And then again, you see the cross or the logos on the shoulders, as well as a little bit on the pants as well, which is we're going to get into the next slide. Another logo that they brought out with, and then we switch over to that as well. Again, you saw the U with the tusk across side it, and you have the Utah full name with it as well. Utah Mammoth spelled out a couple times, and Utah from the logo from the home uniform as well. And of course, the top is the new uniform too. So you have the logos on here, like I said. So now we're switching over to how it looks on players. And we scroll on here. This is what it looks like in person on someone wearing the jersey, I should say. And this one again, I think overall it looks really nice. The color scheme again is unique with the light blue and white with the black. So yeah, I think it really pops out. It's really nice. Some people kind of joked around and kind of poked fun of it, saying it looks like an AHL jersey. It doesn't look like an NHL type of logo and so forth. But I think it really works out. Again, it's a great color scheme. I think overall they have different, and again, I think it really works on the home one. We'll see maybe down the line in the future if they decide to add the logo on the away one, or I mean, right now it's still relatively early, but maybe they will have an alternate jersey down the line. Maybe I don't know about this year. Maybe they will, because teams always bring out alternate jerseys every single year, or a fair amount of teams, I should say. So if not this year, I expect next year or next coming years that they will have an alternate jersey, and we'll see what they do with that as well. I would expect to be an all blue or light blue jersey with it, but again, for the home one on display there, it looks really nice. And again, overall, I think they did a good job with it. And also, let's bring it down to, of course, the mound with the logo as well. But again, I think overall they did a good job with the branding. Again, unfortunately, they couldn't do Yeti, because that certainly would have been the top of the list for myself. I'm sure for a lot of others. So unfortunately, just couldn't get past the dispute with the company. But out of the three, or really, like I said, or really out of the two, Mammoth was to me the obvious choice with this one. Did a great job with it. So congratulations to Utah. I finally got an official name. Don't have to be called Hockey Club anymore, and you can move forward officially as the Utah Mammoth. And we'll see them on display soon in the 2025-26 season.